Hey, JR Cook here, and today I'm going to talk to you about unbinding the chains that might be holding you back from your potential, holding you back from your freedom. More specifically, how can we unbind those chains? How can we free ourselves from the things that are holding us back? Because I think that unless we are exactly where we want to be in life, and I think that we all have some room to grow, no matter how successful we get. I think that we all have some room to expand. We all have a desire that's greater than where we are today. I hope that's true for you anyway. I know it's true for me. So, what do I mean by unbinding ourselves from the chains? What I mean is, what are the psychological things that are holding us back? For some people, it's childhood. We're still tied back to these chains that are holding us down, that are locking us in place because of beliefs that we have from our childhood. I remember when I was a kid, I had a dad. We all have a dad, and some of us never know our dad, unfortunately, but I was blessed enough to know my dad at least in my early childhood, and he liked to humiliate me. I know now that it was his own insecurities that would make him try and embarrass me and succeed in embarrassing me in every moment that or any instant that he had, any opportunity that he had to do it, he would do it. He would embarrass me in front of my friends. He would embarrass me in front of his friends. He would hold me down and pound on my chest until I'm screaming and crying in pain and agony and embarrassment. And he'd do that when it's just me and him. And he'd laugh about it and he'd enjoy it. And he'd do it in front of my friends and he'd tell jokes and do embarrassing things. And he was wild about that. And I'm not just making this video to disparage my father. I love my father. There were a lot of things good that he did for me too. He taught me to fish, he taught me to hunt. He did a lot of great things, but this was one of his demons that he brought into my life that I internalized, because when you're a kid, everything just seems normal. Everything just seems normal, And so I always wondered, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong that my father is treating me this way? What did I do wrong? I made him mad. And of course, he'd always spin it to where I had done something wrong, right? And so I internalized that. I internalized this feeling of inadequacy, as if I were never enough. And I remember being in school and hitting my head up against the wall, just, I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life as a 6-year-old. Just hoping that someone would pay attention to me, that a teacher would come and talk to me, but it never happened. And I'm not making this video to complain. I'm making this because what is it that happened in your childhood? What is it that you're still holding on to, that you're allowing to hold you back with your life? Because that feeling of inadequacy lasted with me for a long time. I didn't think that I deserved good things for most of my life. And it was something that I had to realize, that it was a chain holding me back, because I started to want better things in my life. I started wanting to achieve success. I wanted to start having more courage, to have more faith of myself that I could achieve these things. And I finally realized that it was my childhood, and it wasn't just my dad, but it was everything. So what is it for you? Do you have anything in your childhood that's holding you back? You don't have to find the answer right now. Just search deep within your soul. What else is holding you back? What are the other chains? Well, another chain that was holding me back was I believed that my circumstances controlled me. I believed that, I got dealt a rough hand in my life. I got dealt a rough hand. I remember my parents arguing over money. I remember I had to join the Marines to get out of my small town in Oklahoma, because if I stayed there, I was going to die. I was on a path. I was the biggest troublemaker in town. I was on a path towards no good. And I would have either gone to prison or I would have died. 100%. I'm convinced of that. And so I realized that as a kid, and I didn't have any prospects for, college or anything. I had done horrible in high school. And so I joined the Marines, and that sure as hell got me out of there. But what that was, and I didn't realize it at the time, I just instinctively knew that I had to take any opportunity to move, to go. But what it was I was reshuffling the deck. And that's something that I've had to do several times in my life, and there's a reason why I'm mentioning this is because I think that oftentimes people feel trapped. We feel like we're trapped in our circumstances, trapped in our situation, trapped in all of the things that seem out of our control, but really sometimes we just have to break some things and we have to reshuffle the deck. Give up on the hand that we're given. Put the cards back and reshuffle. That might be moving. That might be ending a relationship. That might be, going back to school. That might be quitting your job. That might be a lot of things. Okay? But sometimes we have to take control of our situation, and sometimes just completely reshuffling will be better than where we are. Because if you're stuck in a place right now where things are horrible, how much worse could they be? Pretty much anything. I know in some times of my life, I've had to reshuffle the deck. I've had to just completely take off and try something new because I knew that I was miserable where I was. I've been in a job before where I just couldn't stand it. I was just like, you know what? As long as I'm still working here, I'm not going to find anything new. I just had to quit. I quit. I had no idea what I would do, but I ended up finding something much better very quickly because I freed myself. And while I'm stuck in this bad situation, looking at this hand of cards, and I know that I can't win with them, sometimes it's best to just fold and get redealt on the next hand. So that's the second thing I'm going to talk about, unbinding your chains. And once I was able to reshuffle my deck, that was another chain that was lifted from me. It was a lock that was unlocked, the chain was dropped, and I felt that much more free, that much more light in my life. So those were two chains, unbinding my childhood, unbinding my belief that my circumstances are the determining factor of where I'm taking my life. And the third thing is I had to unbind myself from my fears. My fears of what? Well, my fears of everything. My fears of failure. My fears of success. My fears of going and talking to people and having uncomfortable conversations. Because I found that so many things in life that I want are on the other side of enough difficult conversations, because we're human beings, and human beings have to work together to get the things that we want in life. We're social animals, we're social creatures. So I had to learn to first believe that I was good enough. I had to get over those chains of my childhood. I had to believe, hey, I have something that I can offer the world. I hope that I'm offering something to you right now. If you've gotten value out of this video so far, go ahead and hit the like button just to let me know, because I want to know how many people are still watching, and so let me know. But unbinding myself from my fear is what ultimately set me free. I had to unbind myself from my fear of talking to girls before I was able to have success with women. I had to unbind myself from the fear of talking to my superiors at my work before I was able to start rising. I had to unbind myself from my fear from talking to people who were more successful than me in order to develop those relationships and in order to become more successful myself. I had to step over my fear of writing a book. I had to step over my fear of coming on these YouTube videos and making videos for you. I believe that just like everything we want is on the other side of enough difficult conversations, everything that we want is also on the other side of our fear. Fear will hold us back. Fear is completely pointless. Knowledge and wisdom is essential, yes. Like, we should be wary of the danger. I know there's danger there, right? But fearing the danger after I know that it's there only harms me. It just immobilizes me, it paralyzes me. I mean, imagine a tiger is coming to attack me. Do I have a better chance at surviving if I keep a clear head and I attack? Or do I have a better chance of surviving if I run away or if I freeze? I mean, fighting a tiger might not be a very likely battle to win, but it's better that I fight and die with courage than I die a coward, in my estimation. So, what are the chains that are holding you back? You can let me know in the comments. And if you want assistance in unbinding those chains, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate your subscription. I hope that I've earned it. And I will continue to earn it with every video. So, this has been J.R. Cook. Unbind the chains that are holding you back. And I'll see you next time.